Well, this was really close to having some crazy buzz to it, but it still does. The Washington Commanders hit the road this week for TNF, so not a lot of time to shake off that feeling they left the Bears with a few weeks back.
And there is a jump! Washington played into their hands! And that's it. The Steelers have iced it.
They are in Philadelphia for a monster NFC East showdown. Eagles climbing their way back to the top of the division on the backs of their favorite kind of win, otherwise known as a Dallas beatdown.
Hurts is going to plunge across for another Eagles touchdown.
Round one between these two should be a great one. Great for a TNF game. Eagles offense firing, 25 points per game, ranking 7th overall. They've scored 28+ points in 4 straight. Last week, 4 for 5 in the red zone, dropped 34 on Dallas.
Dropped back, Jalen looking around, surveying 3 or 4 times, steps up and fires, and it's caught for the touchdown!
Washington's defense, 21 points per game allowed, good stuff. Struggled on third down last week, though, allowing the Steelers to go 7 for 16, and they put up 28 points.
Way upstairs, Williams, he's got it! Touchdown!
Now they get a budding MVP candidate. Jalen Hurts has been in rhythm, throwing for 2 touchdowns, a 115 passer rating last week. He's put up 12 touchdowns and a 103.4 rating this season.
Come out firing to start this drive, and they're going deep. And it's caught! Just dropped it right in there.
Secondary he faces this week gave up 3 touchdowns to Russell Wilson last week, but Washington held him to a low 90s rate, picked him off under 200 yards.
Wilson flushed out. Wilson on the move. Squares his body. Throws the deep ball. Pickens is not there. Washington is intercepted by Jeremy Chinn.
Commanders have to be able to guard all 3 types of pass catchers in this one. They've played running backs as receivers really well so far, have played wide receivers and tight ends really poorly, hoping their new addition Marshawn Lattimore is ready to help the cause. Stick him on A.J. Brown, 5 catches, 109 yards last week. He's topped 80 yards 5 of his last 6 games.
Firing wide open, A.J. Brown twisted down at about the 12-yard line.
Devontae Smith looms as well, quiet week 10. Tight end Dallas Goedert returned, also quiet. Eagles' offensive line has had some issues, gave up 5 sacks last week, had trouble with Micah. They're tied for 24th in sacks allowed overall.
And the ball comes out this time. It was Parsons who forced it, and the Cowboys recover at the 5-yard line.
Washington's pass rush is coming in strong, tallying 3 sacks versus Pittsburgh, sitting tied for 9th with 27 bags on the year.
Play action, Wilson devoured! Dante Fowler has been on quite a run.
Run game. Saquon Barkley, 66 yards, 4.7 per run versus Dallas, 4.7 plus in 4 straight.
There he is, picking up another first down to the 9-yard line.
And Hurts has been using his legs more lately, 50-plus rush yards back-to-back games. He scored twice on the Star.
Here comes the tush push, you got to think.
What's your stop?
There's Hurts, and he is powering across for the touchdown.
Washington holding quarterback runs below the league average. Better hit the books on how to stop backs, though, allowing 4.9 yards per carry to RBs. Didn't handle Jalen Warren's runs well in their loss.
Warren, physical runner. Jalen Warren has got a first down.
They did keep Najee Harris to 2.5 a run last week, though. Commanders' offense now didn't falter versus Pittsburgh. They hit for 3 for 3 in the red zone, dropped 27 points on them, putting up 29 points per game, ranking 4th in the league.
Easy touchdown. McNichols scores to extend the Washington lead.
They're facing a stingy Eagles defense, allowing just 17 points per game, good for 5th in the league. They held Dallas to 6.
Defense has been outstanding in pass coverage. I mean, they've really taken off under Vic Fangio.
Jaden Daniels, he comes in off a rare dud. Just 202 yards last week, 5.9 yards per attempt, a sub-70 rate.
Set up the screen for Brown, and he's got nowhere to go. It's a loss on the play of 2.
Kid has been elite most games. Pittsburgh's secondary is tough, but so is Philadelphia's. They're holding quarterbacks to a sub-80 rate, 4th lowest. Had the week off versus Dallas, unless you count 63 yards through the air as working.
Right there.
Yeah, gosh.
And he couldn't.
Who was it intended for? It went right.
It was
past
right
Burton.
between them.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell, but right there, the ball.
Do have to track cornerback Darius Slay, ankle injury last week. Daniels to Terry McLaurin is a thing. 5 games with 98-plus yards so far for Terry. Hauled in 5 catches, 113 yards versus Pittsburgh.
Clean catch. McLaurin is locked in.
No one else with 35 yards versus the Steelers, though, and Daniels got dumped 3 times, has played 10 games, 0 sacks taken 3 times, 2+ 7 times.
Trying to get out of it, will not! The rush of Hayward!
Probably not a donut game versus Philadelphia's pass rush. 3 sacks week 10, tied for 11th now with 25 for the year.
Ball's back, knocked out of his hands. Cowboy lineman, football follies, and maybe Philadelphia has it.
On the ground on this side, Austin Eckler, 2 TDs last week.
On a give, Eckler takes it in! Touchdown!
Only 44 yards, and he led them, just 3.4 a run. Philadelphia's rush defense, giving up 4.5 yards per carry to running backs, right around league average.
There is Zeke being spun down for a loss.
Washington up on Philadelphia, 89, 85, and 6 all time. Eagles have won 5 of the last 6. How about 1971? What a treat for the fans. Sat around the entire first half waiting for somebody to score. Then the floodgates opened. Philadelphia put up 7 in the third. Billy Kilmer ties it in the fourth. He also threw 4 INTs that game. And that was that, 7-7.
The Redskins can manage only 1 touchdown and must settle for a tie.